My name is Conan and I'm 6.
On this video, I'm going to be talking about what it feels like to be an autistic child. Okay, I know I am not one, but I was once, and I have an autistic child, so take that.
And now, here's your neurologically different host, Orion Kelly.
Hey, I'm Orion and I'm autistic. I also have generalized anxiety disorder and social anxiety disorder. Now, since that diagnosis, which came later in life as an adult, I've decided to devote my life to advocating for autistic people. I do podcasts, blogs, and these YouTube videos, all aimed at increasing the understanding and acceptance of autistic people. So if that's something you think you might be interested in, I hope it is. I'm here to help you learn more about autistic people. You should subscribe to this channel. Please hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video, and make sure you click on that notifications belly thing too. Please rate it if you can, thumbs up or thumbs down, and comment. I'd love to hear from you and your thoughts on this and other videos of mine. On this video, we'll talk about my son and I, who are both autistic, making friends, keeping friends, bullying, feeling lost, and the safe place we all know and love. So right off the bat, I want to be really clear. This video draws on the experiences of my childhood and also that of my 6-year-old autistic son's experiences so far in his childhood. I might as well let him introduce himself.
My name is Conan and I'm 6 and I am autistic.
Do you like being autistic?
Yeah,
What do you like about it?
it's cool because, it's just cool, I don't know why.
Do you actually want other people to see your video?
Yeah, I want to make sure everyone sees it.
Making friends, knowing who likes you, thinking anyone likes you. These are all dilemmas that I've experienced in my childhood and right through to today. And my 6-year-old autistic son absolutely experiences difficulties in making friends. And what I've said in a few videos prior is it's hard to know who does and doesn't like you. From a point of view of making friends, there is a bit of a myth, I think, that people might think autistic people, they're like loners or they want to do things by themselves. We definitely like alone time and special interest time, but the idea that we don't want friends, in my experience and my son's experience, is ridiculous. Do you like school?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
How I have my friends, they respect me how I am, they understand me even if I'm autistic. If I really want to play a certain game, they say that's okay, they understand me a lot. If I get angry, they're fine. And if I get hurt and they say one person, but they say it's okay, and they come around and
So based on the experiences of my son and my own experiences, we can't speak on behalf of other autistic children. Friendship is important to us. People sometimes think friendship isn't important to us because we like to do things alone, or we like the company of people who aren't in our peer group. So people that are older than us potentially. But from our point of view, from our experiences, that's not true. Friends are important to us. We want friends. Of course we want friends. It's the issue of making friends. It's the issue of identifying friends. It's the issue of picking and forming friendships. So I've said this in lots of videos in the past. I personally, as an autistic adult and certainly as a child, found it very hard to know who did and didn't like me. You might think, what do you mean? Well, you have to keep in mind the social challenges, the interactions, the awareness of emotions, of verbal cues, of physical cues, of facial expressions. It's not something that I just click my fingers and go, oh, that person is sending me signals that they want to be my friend. I don't really know that. In many ways, we need people to effectively come up to us and say, would you like to be my friend? Or would you like to play a game with us? Or would you like to have lunch with us? These types of things, invitations. And as an autistic child, if you already feel like it's hard to make friends and you don't really know how to work out if someone likes you or doesn't like you, aside from the obvious, which is if someone's bullying you, well then it's extremely hard to form friendships. So making friends as an autistic kid can be really hard, not because we don't want to make friends, but because we struggle with some of the challenges as an autistic person we have with interactions, with emotional intelligence, with understanding and reading the cues and emotions of others. So making friends is really important. There's just some assistance, some help from people who are on the other end. One thing I'd say to parents or carers of autistic kids is I think autistic kids, based on my experience and my son's experience, can sometimes fall into the trap because of these challenges of picking the wrong friends. Now, when I say picking the wrong friends, what I mean is if they don't know who likes them and doesn't like them, if they struggle to initiate friendships or make friendships, and they stumble on someone who will be their friend, it's not like they're choosy. So sometimes you may find the people they are friends or who befriend them are potentially not the best people for their personality type. It may cause them to get into more trouble or do more challenging things or more dangerous things or more rebellious things. So you have to really keep in mind the difference between picking bad friends and even being able to make friends. It's clear there's challenges in making friends, the awareness that needs to be there in order to even identify people want to be your friend. But then when you get friends, keeping friends is a real struggle. This is not only a struggle for autistic kids, it's a struggle for autistic adults. My experience, my son's experience, making friends, hard. Keeping friends, sometimes harder. Neurotypical people know there's a lot of maintenance, a lot of cultivation that goes in keeping friends. You've got to do stuff that they want to do. Based on the experiences of my childhood and the experiences of my 6-year-old autistic son, keeping friends is even a bigger challenge than making friends. Now, the making friends comes down to just a lack of awareness, a lack of ability to read and understand the emotions and the signals of others. Keeping friends is more when you actually find a friend or have a group of friends you've met through school or sport or the neighborhood or whatever. It doesn't mean you automatically stop being autistic and go, yes, I'll happily play all your games. My experience as a child and what I can see from my son's experiences, and we can only speak on behalf of our experiences as autistic people, is the directing of games, the wanting to do specific games, specific things repetitively, day in, day out, doesn't change. So what happens is you get friends, and then you start to force, in a way, the friends to play what you want to play and how you want to play it. And you start directing them in what they will do and how they will do it. And it's kind of like a leader bringing the pack with him. You know, follow me and do what I say, right? To some extent, people will like that because you're very creative and they think, wow, you have cool games and man, you're really good at playing. But then at some point they'll go, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sick of being told what to do, or I'm bored of this game. I want to do this or that. Now, of course, as an autistic child, me or my son's experiences, this can cause real issues for us because we don't want to change and do those games. This is what we want to do and this is how we want to do it. Now, you can build anxiety into that when it comes to directing and kind of bossing people around. These are the types of things that push friends away. Friends don't want to be a part of a group of friends where they're told what to do, made to do things, forced into certain activities. Now, as an autistic child, this is just fun. And you think, well, if I love doing this every day, if this is the way I like to relax and unwind, why wouldn't my friends? Of course they would. They want to play this like me, every day, forever. They don't want to change games. Why would you change games for? This is the game that works. But as an autistic child, you don't always have the awareness when someone wants to play a different game, wants to change what they're doing, let alone wants to continue to take direction from you. And it goes on through life with regards to conversations. So autistic kids can sometimes struggle to keep friends because when they finally get friends, their friends don't like the dynamic of the friendship. And that can be really detrimental to an autistic child's mental health, because what starts to happen, and this is my experience as an autistic child and also my son's, is you start to think no one likes you. Even your friends don't like you. They don't want to play with you. So it's detrimental in a profound way. And it comes from very simple challenges. And we've talked about them. It's understanding, being aware of the social interactions, the cues, that emotional intelligence between you and your neurotypical peers. Now, you might be a parent or carer of an autistic child. You might be a family member. You might be someone who just knows them through their community, you play sport with them, or you might be an autistic child. Well, one thing you might not know is, in my experience and my son's experience, and I would think broadly, autistic kids face bullying more often than not. There's the clear idea that people are bullied for their differences, but my experience has been, and certainly my son's experience has been, a lot of times the people that bully you are your friends. And it may be because they get to know you better than others. They get to know that you're autistic and you have certain differences, and they start to potentially use those differences against you. Do kids treat you differently because you're autistic, or say or tease you?
Definitely.
How do they do it?
They say Conan punched me when I did not. Then I get in trouble and they make me in trouble. And they kind of tease me.
How do they tease you? What do they say?
So then sometimes they'll grab my food and just throw it on the ground. So then my teacher will say, pick up that food when it's on a disgusting bird poo.
When you're different, kids are going to spot that. And as soon as they spot differences, what can happen sometimes, not always, is they'll bully. If you're different, you're going to get bullied because you're different. Autistic children, like myself and my son, can come across, although we're not, can come across quite confident, extroverted, which is kind of funny because we're quite introverted. But when you start directing and bossing people around, it comes across like a leader, right? Like a coach. So that confidence can rub people, children, kids that you know, older than you, in grades well above you, the wrong way. It can rub them the wrong way. Like, hang on a second, what's this little dude walking around like he runs the show? I'm bigger than him. I'm going to tell him who's boss. I'm going to bully him. But the other way that bullying can come about is almost in a passive way where, okay, so as an autistic child, I struggle to make friends. I struggle to keep friends. I pretty much think no one likes me. If someone shows an interest in me and they want me to do something I know is wrong, but if I do it, I might get their approval and have a friend, well then I will do it. Now that's bullying. Because if a kid is making you do things you shouldn't do, like, hey, punch me, or kick him, or throw that there, or go over that area, or walk into that room. They're bullying you to do things, but you're doing them because if you do them, you get their approval. And then with their approval, you might have friends. So what do we do about bullying? Now, as an autistic child, and we're talking like my son's age, 6, young kids, what do we expect them to do? When they're being bullied by people on the bus, in the classroom, in the playground, the neighbourhood, at sport, what do we expect them to do? You don't expect a 6-year-old to stand up for themselves in a physical sense, right? You don't expect a 6-year-old to formulate a document and present it to the board of the school, though it's possible. So this is where we rely on parents and carers, teachers, principals, schools, sporting organisations, family and friends to actually step up. This isn't just about autistic kids. If autistic kids are being bullied because they're different, we need the community to step up and develop awareness and acceptance around differences. And that starts with you, parents and carers, family and friends of autistic kids. That starts with you. On top of making friends, keeping friends, being bullied by friends, there's a sense that kids don't always want to be around you because they're put off by your differences. They're scared of your differences. They think things about you that aren't true. They ostracize you, isolate you. Kids can be harsh. Kids can be cruel. So that adds to a sense of feeling lost. If you can't make friends, if you can't keep friends, if people bully you because you're different, you're only ever going to feel like an outcast. You're only ever going to feel like you're lost. Like no one wants to be around you. And you just feel more and more isolated. Feeling like a misfit, feeling like you're lost. As an autistic person in general, it's a day-to-day challenge. As an autistic kid, just think about it. Imagine if you were your 6-year-old self again, or if you're an autistic kid right now. As a rule, you feel like a bit of a misfit. You feel a bit lost in life. And when you leave home and you go into the world, let's say school, and teachers simply don't understand the best way to navigate the needs of autistic kids, make statements that they think are purely logical, like being autistic isn't an excuse for that. You didn't do that because you're autistic. Autism doesn't cause this. These statements are in no way helpful, and they create a deeper disconnect with your peers, your teacher, your school, your community. When you tell teachers that you're autistic, what do the teachers say to you?
They say we're not autistic. We're a normal person.
So feeling lost is a big thing we need to work on. We need to understand that as an autistic kid, you're already being pointed out on a daily basis by your peers that you're different. You're already being treated differently by teachers. You can't tell an autistic child they can't be autistic. They are autistic. Your parents, your carers, your teachers, your school, your community all need to understand the impact it has on an autistic child, their ability to grow and learn, if all we are doing is disconnecting the fact they are autistic to how they behave. So after going through everything we've gone through, after an autistic child goes through the challenges of making friends, keeping friends, being bullied, feeling lost, you can understand why when they come home in their safe space, around their safe people, they're going to take that opportunity to drop it all and just be themselves. Now that can result in an autistic child behaving at home in ways that can be very confronting. Now I get that. I'm not only an autistic person, I'm a dad of an autistic son who comes home from school more often than not and is so exhausted and downtrodden by masking all day that his behaviour can be quite confronting. But you have to look at it from his perspective or her perspective. So look at it simply. As an autistic child, after a day in the real world of masking, in other words, spending your entire day hiding or suppressing your true autistic self so you fit in and make regular neurotypical people feel comfortable and other people who aren't autistic feel comfortable, which therefore makes us feel uncomfortable, you are extraordinarily drained, okay? You are exhausted. You are overcome. So by the time you get home and you are able to be back into your safe space, you know now that I can finally be me. I can finally drop the mask. So this is where the behavior comes in. These aren't badly behaved kids. This is a true indication of the toll taken on a young child who must go into the real world and spend their day suppressing their true self just to fit in, just to make people feel comfortable. And that doesn't even work anyway. The issue is they're able to drop all the acting. Their behavior, me, my son, autistic kids in general, can act out. Their behavior can be up and down based on how the day has affected them, has impacted them. Then you get parents, family or friends starting to react badly to our behaviours in our safe place, our home, with our safe people, our family and friends, our parents, and then reacting badly to a natural reaction to go through a day that I guarantee parents and carers of autistic kids, if they went through that same day, they would react the same. But then the reaction is bad, which then it's like, hang on, I've done all this for all these people in the outside world who don't accept me. I've come home, I finally got to be me, and now my parents or my friends and family don't accept me and think my behaviour is just bad. I can't be accepted by anyone.
Everyone will kids have autistic and we can't understand what they're trying to do when they're angry and they can't really control this stuff. A good ways to help with what children is to ask them a few questions, what would a play, and if we have some probably pretty something we can stretch, something squishy and probably get some clay or sand or kinetic sand, those types of things. And they will still can't understand it. I'm trying to watch Daddy's video, my dad's video.
Thank you so much for watching this video and what it feels like to be an autistic child. And I hope the experiences of my 6-year-old autistic son and myself have helped you understand and accept autistic kids and autistic people in general more, for that matter. That's the whole point of my videos, so if you'd like to watch more, check out my YouTube channel, subscribe to my channel and click that notifications bell so you never miss another episode. Do not forget to reach out to me on my socials. You can like the Orion Kelly page on Facebook. You can check me out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and go to my website, orionkelly.com.au, where you'll find all my podcasts, my blogs, and all my YouTube videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll chat soon.